Buddy, good morning. Meteorologist Travis Klineski here on this Friday morning here as we kick off a weekend here very soon. Temperatures trending down the next few days, but fairly quiet weather today. There has been a little bit of light moisture in southwest Nebraska that's kind of failed to push east because the air is kind of dry out there. A couple of things worth noting. These are mid and upper level clouds. They're not too thick though. These are low level clouds up here that are moving into northeast Nebraska. Those are thicker. So these areas here are going to probably be mostly cloudy today. Whereas the rest of the area, kind of a mix of clouds and sun, kind of partly cloudy skies, might even clear out a little bit late today. Then the focus turns to the west tonight. While most of us will see mostly clear skies tonight, we'll see increasing clouds out west and eventually snow moving into the western part of the state. And in fact, as we head through the day tomorrow, snow is going to be a bit of an issue in the Panhandle. So if you do have plans to travel west this weekend, well, you may run into some snow. The snow gets lighter as it pushes out of the Panhandle and into other parts of western Nebraska. So these areas here, the amounts of snow are going to be fairly minimal, under an inch for the most part. The rest of us just see kind of a gradual increase in clouds. Let's back this up here and show you again. So you'll see the clouds on the increase as the day goes on Saturday. So it becomes mainly cloudy, and those clouds are going to stick around tomorrow night. But look at the snow falling apart as it makes its way towards central and eastern Nebraska. So I do not include it in the forecast for the Tri-Cities right now. This is mostly going to be out in western portions of the area. So again, the Panhandle is where most of this moisture is going to fall. Several inches of snow can't be ruled out. Maybe as much as 4 or 5 inches, 6 inches would not be ruled out. But then as you move into western parts of the Local 4 viewing area, from Ainsworth to Imperial, a couple of tenths of an inch of snow is probably as much as we're going to get. This is probably even overdoing it right there in the central part of the state around the Tri-Cities area. But because of what's going on here, and the camera's going to be off the screen for this graphic here, but here's the winter storm watch here. I'm waiting for that to load in here. There's the winter storm watch. Again, this includes a couple of counties out in the southwest part of the Panhandle here. So that'd be gotta get my counties right here: Morrill County, Cheyenne County, Banner County, and Kimball County. Okay, I think I got my counties right here in Nebraska, so there you go. Those are all under a winter storm watch in place starting basically supper time, 5 o'clock Mountain Time tonight through tomorrow night at midnight Central Time or 11 o'clock Mountain Time there. So, all right, well, highs for today. We're going to be cooling down a little bit, but still getting into the 40s this afternoon, low 50s or near 50 in the south and southeast. Might struggle to 40 up north, though. Tonight's temperatures down into the 20s for overnight lows. Tomorrow looks to be the coolest day of the next 7. We'll see mid and upper 30s, low to mid 40s. Notice the cooler air out west with more clouds and snow showers here. Tomorrow night we're down into the 20s for overnight lows, and then jumping ahead to our Sunday, it's mostly low and mid 40s, so we're still a little bit above average. Average high is in the upper 30s this time of the year, or we should exceed that, even if it's not by much this weekend. So clouds around later in the day tomorrow and into tomorrow night. Sunday they will start to kind of clear out to where we see kind of partly sunny skies return. Warming up then next week, Monday, Tuesday especially, low 50s return there. Wednesday is Valentine's Day and Ash Wednesday. The weather looks fine there. Now, a few models are hinting at some minimal moisture maybe returning on Wednesday. I didn't include it in the forecast yet. It's something worth watching down the road, but right now, if we do even see anything, it's going to be one of those, another one of those small chances. Maybe a better chance comes at the end of next week. That's when temperatures may trend a little colder. There is potential for some moisture late next week, and along with that, temperatures dropping off a little bit more. And once we get beyond that into the weekend, it's kind of all up in the air right now. So this part of the forecast I'd almost want to exclude right now. I'm just not very certain on how that's going to go. So let's take a look at a couple things as we get into that long-range forecast starting next week on Valentine's Day and going through the following 6 days there. Near to slightly below average temperatures are expected during that time, according to the Climate Prediction Center. But there is some warmth building out west. I'm hoping maybe by the end of February that moves back towards us. We'll see. Moisture-wise, near to slightly above average. We'll see. It depends on how things play out for next weekend, as there is potential for some moisture. So, a couple of models here. Here's the North American. Let's back this up here. Not a lot these next couple of days, but again, there's the snow out in the Panhandle, falling apart as it pushes east Saturday night into Sunday, and then the main brunt of the storm system will then be to our south at that point. So we won't have to deal with anything there heading into early next week. The European model, let's take that through here again. Saturday morning into Saturday, snow in the Panhandle, but as it pushes eastward, it kind of falls apart, and then everything turns to our south. The focus for a snowstorm will be down in parts of Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas. Quiet weather. There is potential maybe the middle of next week for a quick passing disturbance to bring very minimal moisture Tuesday night and a Wednesday morning. We'll see. Maybe looking more towards the end of next week, around that Friday, Saturday, Sunday time frame. Maybe something moves in, maybe even Monday of next week here. The European is not as aggressive. The GFS is a little more aggressive, so here's the GFS model. Again, there's the snow coming in tomorrow and tomorrow night, but falling apart as it tries to get to central Nebraska, and then the main brunt of the moisture will shift to our south at that point. Not a lot going on until maybe Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. This model's not as aggressive as the European is, but it is more aggressive late next week, around that Friday time frame. Maybe some moisture returning, maybe some more into the following weekend or early the following week here. So we'll see. Models are not in agreement right now when it comes to, say, around the 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th of the month. It does look like we'll probably trend a little colder, though. So let's look at the long-range trends here. This is the European. Again, temperatures coming down this weekend. Then they rise back up here Monday, Tuesday, getting a little bit better. Coming down a little bit Wednesday, Thursday, a little bit, but then maybe a bigger drop. But this model is not bringing that big drop. So this is where the discrepancies are between the Euro and the GFS. The European model, through next weekend, kind of barely glances us with colder air and keeps us on the milder side. I'm guessing, let's show you, I have not looked at this yet, but let's look at the GFS. I'm guessing it's going to show that Arctic air approaching. So again, today, next couple of days cooling down, but then warming up as we get towards Monday and Tuesday. There it is. And then slightly cooler Wednesday, Thursday, and it does show some of that colder air working in a lot more for us. Maybe not as brutal as what they could see off to our northeast, but it does trend us cooler than the European does. So there are definitely some model discrepancies. So that long-range forecast right now, like I said, really, if you look at this 10-day forecast, I wouldn't put much into it after Thursday right now. This right here is still very, very much in the air. We will be cooling down this weekend. We will be warming up next week. Once we get past that, anything is on the table at that point here right now. So I'm not going to buy into the forecast models long range one way or the other right now. We'll just have to kind of play the waiting game. So, well, I want to thank you all for watching on this Friday morning. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you all again on Monday. Take care, and God bless. Bye.